Myles Garrett's facial expression to that Shedeur Sanders throw said, I ain't seen nothing like this before. And at minimum, I've forgotten ever seeing it before, and I need to see it again. Y'all can remove it. Y'all seen it at this junction in time. For a defensive player to, during his small break, because usually the Browns offense is rarely on the field, so for Myles Garrett to, during his small break, be looking up on offense and like, oh my God, did that just happen? But y'all know I do my homework on this show. So take a listen to what Myles Garrett said after the game that means even more as to why Shedeur Sanders should start. I'm giving y'all everything. Go ahead.
Just like, wow, there's not many guys in the league that can make that throw. So that was a hell of a throw. I hope he can continue to grow and develop for making plays like that, and they'll take it from there.
Not everybody's not in the best situation, but it's no excuse. You got to go out there and perform. Like, there's no choice, there's no question. Nobody cares if this was 1 week of prep. Who cares? So a lot of people want to see me fail, and that ain't going to happen,
If you ever needed a single moment to prove that an entire NFL locker room had changed its mind about a rookie quarterback, this is that moment. Not a touchdown, not a celebration, not even words, just a look. A look from the most feared man in the Cleveland Browns franchise. A look from Myles Garrett that told the whole world something nobody was ready to admit yet. Shedeur Sanders is not just the future, he is the present.
It's crazy. It's amazing, off of 1 week of practice, you know what I mean? This 1 week of practice. So imagine, what a full offseason look like. It get dangerous. But it's just a 1 week of practice, so I'm just truly thankful, that everything happened.
And everything changed the second Garrett saw that unbelievable rollout throw to Isaiah Bond. But let's not rush it, because this story isn't just about one throw. This story is about pressure, doubt, expectations, and a rookie who walked into a franchise known for chewing up quarterbacks and walked out with their full respect in a single night.
1 touchdown, 1 interception on the day, but it was what it looked like. Unbelievable throws during the game. This one right here, rolling out and hitting Isaiah Bond. I'll let you guys take a look at this one.
I need to see it.
Unbelievable throw.
And guys, and that was
just
a
an
dot.
absolute dot. That was a Isaiah Bond right there. Fellas,
Nasty.
Shedeur gets his first win and his very first start off of only a week of practice. See Coach Prime out there celebrating with him. Myles Garrett was shocked.
Before we break it all down, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe. And if you love Shedeur, then comment SS 100% right now. It helps push this story to more people who love the game just like you. And trust me, what you're about to hear today is going to start some real conversations in the comments. Now, let's dive in.
Everybody starts different places. And like I say, just because I didn't get the summer reps, just because I wasn't in the best situation, for me to be prepared to go out there and execute, like from a summer standpoint, that's how life is. Everybody's not in everybody's not in the best situation, but it's no excuse. You got to go out there and perform.
The moment that started it all. All week long, Cleveland media was counting down to kickoff with 2 words floating in every headline. It didn't matter that Shedeur had only been in the NFL for months. It didn't matter that he had just taken over because Dillon Gabriel was out. Nobody cared how much time he had to prepare. A rookie quarterback in Cleveland is not allowed excuses, not allowed fear, not allowed mistakes.
Right. Welcome, round of applause for Shedeur, please.
Come on now.
Hey, clap it up.
Absolutely.
Y'all clap it up for Shedeur, please.
Absolutely.
Thank you. 2-5. You want me to take it, bro?
Go first. Go first.
Shedeur Sanders has to be the starter for the Cleveland Browns moving forward. And it is not because of what Emmanuel Acho thinks. It is because of how Myles Garrett reacted. I need you all to see the still shot of how Myles Garrett reacted to that Shedeur Sanders bomb. Forget me. Take a look at this image right here. This tells you everything you need to know. Everything you need to know. Myles Garrett's facial expression to that Shedeur Sanders throw said, I ain't seen nothing like this before. And at minimum.
But Shedeur didn't walk in nervous. He walked in ready. He walked in like a man who understood exactly what was at stake. Before the game, he said, give me a full off season and it gets dangerous. Nobody expected a rookie to talk like that. Nobody expected him to say it with that calm confidence, and nobody expected him to walk onto the field and immediately back it up. But he did. He stood in that huddle with absolute command. He rolled out of the pocket like he had been reading NFL defenses for 5 years. He threw with touch, timing, and patience. And then he delivered the throw that made the entire stadium stand up.
I've forgotten ever seeing it before, and I need to see it again. Y'all can remove it. Y'all seen it at this junction in time. For a defensive player to, during his small break, because usually the Browns offense is rarely on the field, so for Myles Garrett to, during his small break, be looking up on offense and like, oh my God, did that just happen? But y'all know I do my homework on this show. So take a listen to what Myles Garrett said after the game that means even more as to why Shedeur Sanders should start. I'm giving y'all everything. Go ahead.
Myles Garrett sits on the sideline, watching the replay, arms folded, eyes locked on the screen. And in that moment, his face shifts. Confusion first, then surprise, then a smirk that says, "Oh, we got something." Garrett wasn't watching a rookie. He wasn't watching a fill-in quarterback. He was watching a guy capable of taking control of games, a leader, a franchise changer, a quarterback worth believing in. That's why this clip matters so much, because if a guy like Myles Garrett is impressed, everyone should be. Shedeur rolls right. Pressure is closing in behind him. The pocket collapses. Most rookies panic. Most rookies dump the ball. Most rookies take the safe route because they don't trust their mechanics yet. But Shedeur isn't like most rookies. He stops. He squares his shoulders, and he fires a laser across his body to Isaiah Bond. Perfect placement, perfect velocity, a throw that only a handful of quarterbacks in the league can make, a throw that told every skeptical analyst to sit down. The commentators didn't say it out loud, but you could hear it in their voices. This kid might be special. The sideline said the rest. Myles Garrett didn't exaggerate. He didn't clap, he didn't scream, he just nodded like someone connecting the final piece of a puzzle. And that nod was more powerful than any cheer. Because if the defensive anchor of your franchise sees something, it's real. The moment the locker room shifted. A rookie has one mission in his first start: earn the room. You don't need perfect stats, you don't need a 400-yard game. What you need is something that makes the veteran say, "Yeah, we can play with him." This is where the story gets interesting. As soon as Shedeur gave the Browns a lead, the entire sideline turned up. The defense got louder, the pass rush got nastier, the linebackers got quicker. The energy flipped instantly. Because Cleveland is a defensive team. They win games by pressuring quarterbacks, forcing bad throws, and letting Myles Garrett destroy plays. What they need is a quarterback who doesn't make things harder for them. On that night, Shedeur didn't just avoid mistakes. He gave them a spark big enough to start a fire. That is why his first start matters so much. It wasn't about the stat line. It was about the effect. He made the team better. He made the veterans believe. He brought the city to its feet. And that is rare. The pressure he walked into. Imagine being drafted into a franchise with a long list of failed quarterbacks. Imagine stepping onto a field where legends never stayed, where rookies rarely survived, where expectations are brutal and forgiveness is non-existent. Now imagine doing all of this at 22 years old. Now imagine doing it while carrying the Sanders name. Now imagine doing it while the national media says you're all hype. Now imagine doing it while Dillon Gabriel, the guy you were supposed to sit behind, goes down and you get thrown into one of the highest pressure situations of any rookie in the league. Shedeur didn't blink. He didn't hide. He didn't shrink. He walked right into the moment and said, "This is my chance." He treated the week like a final exam. He studied every defensive look. He took extra hours in the film room. He took every rep seriously. And then he went out and passed the test. If you're enjoying the breakdown so far, hit that like button and subscribe. And if you love Shedeur, then comment SS 100% right now. It helps push this story to more football fans who love the game just like you. And trust me, what you're about to hear today is going to start some real conversations in the comments. Now, let's dive in. The confidence nobody expected. The craziest part about all of this, Shedeur told us he was going to do it. Before the game, he said people wanted to see him fail. He said he had no choice but to be ready. He said he had to show Cleveland something they've been waiting for. And most rookies don't talk like that. Most rookies stay quiet. They stay humble. They don't invite extra pressure. Shedeur welcomed it. He walked into the NFL with the same confidence he had in college. And this time, he proved he can back it up against the best athletes in the world. That alone changes everything. The impact of a single throw. A single throw shouldn't define a quarterback, but sometimes it does. Sometimes it becomes the play that teammates talk about in the locker room. Did you see that? Can he do it again? Is he really built like that? Sometimes you don't need stats to know you found your guy. You just need a moment. A moment that forces people to sit up. A moment that forces veterans to take you seriously. A moment that forces analysts to question their takes. That throw was that moment. That's why this clip is so powerful, because it's not about the highlight. It's about the reaction. Myles Garrett reacting to Shedeur's throw tells you all you need to know. He sees potential. He sees upside. He sees a future starter. He sees the quarterback this franchise has been waiting for. The team cannot go back now. After a moment like that, there is no returning to the old plan. This league is built on momentum. It's built on belief. It's built on that feeling inside a locker room when the team finally clicks with a quarterback. And the Browns clicked. They clicked because Shedeur brought something new. He brought calm. He brought leadership. He brought confidence. He brought a throw that made even the superstar defensive captain react. Cleveland hasn't seen that in a long time. That's why the pressure is now on the coaching staff, because once a team buys in, the coach has to match that energy. Once the players believe, the organization must protect that momentum. The locker room sees Shedeur as the guy. You cannot bench the guy the players believe in. You cannot bench the guy who sparked the defense. You cannot bench the guy who made the franchise feel alive again. Instead of asking, is he ready? People are now asking, why wasn't he starting earlier? That is the power of a moment like this. That is the power of a throw like that. That is the power of a reaction like Myles Garrett's. It flipped the entire narrative. It turned doubters into believers. It turned critics into spectators, and it turned Shedeur from a backup into a legitimate threat to win the starting job permanently. So now we ask, is Shedeur Sanders the new franchise quarterback? Is this the start of a new era in Cleveland? Did we just witness the birth of something special? Tell me in the comments right now. I want to know exactly what you think. Whether you are a fan of Shedeur or not, you cannot deny what happened in that clip. You cannot deny the respect he earned. You cannot deny the confidence he brought. You cannot deny the moment that made the entire Browns sideline believe in him. Some quarterbacks take years to earn trust. Some never earn it at all. Shedeur earned it in one throw. And that is why this moment matters. And that is why Shedeur Sanders just changed the story in Cleveland. The rookie didn't just survive his first start. He took control. And Myles Garrett's face told the entire world, yeah, that's our guy.